Goat versus fish. In the beginning there was goat versus fish, the goatfish. And goat versus fish said that there should be goat and that there should be fish. There is no alpha or omega. There is no black or white. There is no good or evil. There is only goat and fish. And goat versus fish. Welcome to the Goat vs. Fish podcast, the second Goat vs. Fish podcast. Recorded live at the world-famous Comedy Store in Los Angeles. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish speaks to you now. You, yes you. Whether you listen for the first time, whether you listen for a second time, whether you have listened many times, or few, you are part of Goat vs. Fish. You are one with Goat vs. Fish. And Goat vs. Fish is one with you and part of you. For you hear the word of Goat vs. Fish. You have many questions. Goat vs. Fish always hears many questions. Who is Goat vs. Fish? What is Goat vs. Fish? Why is Goat vs. Fish? But there is only one question. Are you goat or are you fish? Ponder it now. Ponder it now. If you have not chosen goat or fish, now is the time to choose goat or fish. Are you goat or fish? But wait, Goat vs. Fish. Here's the one crying out. This one wants to be both goat and fish, both goat and fish. But one cannot be both goat and fish. One must be either goat or fish. But what of goat versus fish? What of goat versus fish, the goatfish? The one says. Goat versus fish, the goatfish, both goat and fish, neither goat nor fish, goat versus fish, the goatfish, forever goat versus fish. But the one is either goat or fish. Those who wish to be both goat and fish can live in service, yes, in service of goat versus fish, the goatfish. As a goat, as a fish, or even as a fence sitter, they may live in service of goat versus fish. For even the fence sitter that has chosen neither goat nor fish has heard the word of Goat vs. Fish, and may celebrate Goat vs. Fish. This is the word of Goat vs. Fish. And it was written, and it was written. What is a trump? What is an oon? The trump and the oon are ones, making much noise. They seem to have a mighty verses, But this verses between the trump and the oon. What is a trump? What is an oon? Is it a goat or a fish? We do not know. We have not asked the trump or the oon if they are goat or fish. But they make this noise. They make this noise as if they have a mighty verses. But this verses is false. Goat versus fish tells you that this verses is false. The trump and the oon are not the way. The trump and the oon are not the way. Noise they make, threats they make. Do not be swayed, and do not fear. The way is goat versus fish. The way is goat versus fish. Ones who listen to the word of goat versus fish. Is trump goat or fish? Is oon goat or fish? Or are they fence-sitters? Mere fence-sitters. So consumed by sitting on the fence that they choose neither goat nor fish, though the goat and fish are here for them to choose. Spreading a false verses, a verses that is not goat versus fish. It is not goat versus fish. You need only goat and fish, and goat versus fish. Today with Goat vs. Fish is one. The ones have many names. The ones have many names that they call one another. And this one is called Izzy Salhani. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish, Izzy.
Thank you for having me, GoatVsFish.
Yes, yes. GoatVsFish is pleased to have one. Pleased to have one who would hear the word of GoatVsFish, would speak with GoatVsFish, yes.
Oh, of course, it's a great honor, since I ever saw you up in the belly room. I've had a lot to ponder about. Am I a goat or am I a fish?
Yes, yes, it is a question.
It's a very important question because, if you're a goat, you can, breathe air, but if you're a fish, you can breathe water.
It is said, yes.
Sometimes I feel like I can do both.
You seem to know much about the ways of goat and fish.
Well, my dad is a goat and my mom is a fish.
Oh, is that so?
That is so.
Your mother is a goat.
My father is a goat.
Your father is a goat. And your mother is a fish.
Yes.
And are you goat or fish? Are you goat or fish?
I am mostly fish, part goat.
Mostly fish, part goat. Mostly fish and part goat. There is no mostly fish and part goat. There is only goat and fish. A goat may feel like a fish, or a fish may feel like a goat. But it is either a goat or it is a fish. Are you goat or are you fish?
Well, I am a fish, but I feel like a goat.
You are a fish. You are a fish.
Well, I breathe water, yeah.
You are a fish. Then you are a fish.
I belong in a school with other fish.
Yes, yes. But you feel like a goat.
Sometimes, yeah.
Why does this fish feel like a goat? Why does this fish feel like a goat?
Because grass is delicious.
Because grass is delicious. And it was written that the grass was delicious. Yes, the goat do frolic on the land, yes, and they may consume the very grass of the land. But what of this fish? Does this fish consume the grass? Does this fish consume the grass?
No, fish just consume, poo and water, and I'm not, I'm forgetful like a fish, but I'm playful like a goat.
Did
fish play? You would know better than I would about the ways
Many
of
fish have said that they play. Yes, they play in the sea. They play in the sea. And the fence sitters watch them playing in the sea and the goat playing on the land. Of course, the fence sitters cannot join them, but...
I guess, as you would say so derogatorily, I'm a fence sitter because I'm between both the world of goat and fish.
You have said you are a fish, but now you say you are a fence sitter. Are you a fish or are you a fence sitter or are you a goat? So confused, saying, oh, I'm a fish that feels like a goat, or oh, my parents were goat and fish.
Well, my father's a goat and my mother's a fish, so what does that make me?
Goat versus fish does not even know. What does it make you? What does it make you? Are you a goat or a fish or are you a fence sitter? Speak. Speak now, one. Speak now, one.
Well, I feel like technically, right, if you are between both goat and fish, then by your definition, that would make me a fence sitter. But I am not all goat or all fish.
Goat versus fish cannot say for one if it is a goat or a fish. This Izzy must say if it is a goat or a fish or a fence sitter.
Fish.
Fish. It is a fish. It is a fish. Goat versus fish is pleased that you are a fish. Goat versus fish feared for a moment that it was a fence sitter. That it was a fence sitter. Of course, goat versus fish will still speak to a fence sitter, yes. But goat versus fish is pleased that you are fish, yes. Pleased that you are fish. How do you versus the goat? How do you versus the goat?
How do I challenge the goat? I've lived longer than a goat. Fish have more lives than goats.
Fish have more lives than goats. It is a claim. It is a claim made by the fish. Made by the fish. And what does this fish do? What does this fish do with its many lives?
With all my lives?
Yes, yes. Surely you must goat versus fish in all of your lives.
Well, yes, but you learn something new in every life. So yes. I can't remember my past lives. I just know that I've lived them because fish
cannot remember.
No, fish have terrible memory.
If only this fish could remember its past lives, perhaps it could use these memories in service of the verses against the goat.
Or could use it to become a goat.
To become a goat. It is true a fish can become a goat, but if a fish
can retain knowledge, can they not? If fish cannot?
We should ask a goat. We should ask a goat, but there is no goat here. There is only this fish. There is only this fish. Goat versus fish cannot speak for a goat. Goat versus fish did speak with a goat, But you are not a goat, though you feel like a goat.
So I can't learn all the secrets of the goats. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get on the secrets of the goats.
The secrets of the goats,
yeah,
yes.
I'm here.
But you know the secrets of the fish, yes? The
agent.
Secrets of the fish. Do you share now? Do you share now the secrets of the fish? Goat may be listening. Goat may be listening. Or even the fence sitter. Will this fish share the secrets of the fish? What is the secret of the fish?
The secret of the fish is really simple, and only fishes can follow it. It's just keep swimming.
Yes, spoken. Spoken like a true fish. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep versusing the goat. Just keep swimming. Yes, and it was written that this fish would just keep swimming. But you envy. Do you envy the goat? Do you envy the goat fish?
I have a lot of goat envy, actually.
Yes.
I mean, goats get to, like, eat tin cans all day and, like, battle trolls and be in storybooks. And, like, the only book that fish have is The Rainbow Fish. It's a great book, but, you know, like, you have, like, the three little goats and, like, I don't know, so many other stories about goats. I just feel like they, like, totally outdo us in, like, the children's realm of, like, you know, more kids would rather have, like, a goat stuffed animal than be a fish.
You speak of trolls.
Yes.
Trolls and books?
Trolls and books.
What is a troll? Is it a goat or a fish?
It is neither.
It is neither goat nor fish. It sits on the fence.
It does not sit on the fence. It is of its own entity. It's like, you know how Jack in the Beanstalk, Jack lives in one world and then trolls live above him?
No.
So like goat and fish live in earth and then trolls live above goat and fish.
Above goat and fish?
Yes.
What is above? In the beginning there was goat versus fish. The goat are of the land, yes. The fish are of the sea. The fence-sitters sit on the... What is above? What is above?
Look up.
Yes.
That is up.
That is up.
Mm-hmm.
That is up. It does not seem to be goat or fish.
It does not. It's
so it
troll.
is a fence-sitter. So a troll is a fence-sitter. Yes, it laughs. It laughs. Yes, so the troll. The fence-sitter, yes? And
yes.
The book. What is a book? Is it written? Is it written?
It's written.
It is written. Goat versus Fish has not said that it is written. But perhaps one day a book will be written. Perhaps one day a book will be written of Goat versus Fish. Of Goat versus Fish.
I mean, I think that would be, like, worthy of a Nobel Prize. That would be like a new Bible. That would be the second coming.
In the beginning, there was Goat versus Fish. It is the only coming of anything. It is everything. It is Goat versus Fish. Now, how does this one celebrate Goat versus Fish?
I celebrate Goat versus Fish by singing Goat versus Fish in the shower.
Yes, sing. By all means, sing the song of Goat versus Fish. This is no shower. But it is a place to sing a song of Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish is here and is pleased to hear this fish sing a song. Sing a song of Goat versus Fish.
Goat versus fish versus goat versus fish. Goat versus fish versus goat versus fish.
Yes. It is a good celebration. It is a good celebration.
Oh, no. I wasn't done. Goat versus fish. Okay, now I'm done.
It is done. It is done. And it is a good celebration. Now, some have said Goat versus Fish. You said it is a good celebration, but Goat versus Fish has also said that there is no good or evil, that there is only goat and fish. So what is this good? What is this good? Do not confuse. Do not confuse oneself. Do not confuse oneself. There is only goat and there is only fish. But these ones, they speak of goodness. Goat versus Fish only wishes to make itself understood to the ones, and so it says this. But there is no good. There is no good or evil. There is only goat and fish.
Are there good goats and good fish?
Are you a good fish?
I would like to believe I'm a good fish, but I feel like most people or most fish that say they're good fish are usually bad fish.
Yes.
So probably a bad fish.
And what would you say? What would you say to any fence-sitters or any fish or any goat? Now is your time, fish. Now is your time.
Just keep swimming. That's all you got to do is keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. Thank you, fish. Confused fish, but fish. Izzy Salhani. For being with Goat versus Fish.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me, Goat versus Fish.
Yes, yes. Now the time has come, goat and fish, and fence-sitter alike, to sing in celebration of Goat versus Fish. Let us sing in celebration of Goat versus Fish. A goat versus fish, versus fish, versus fish. A goat versus fish, versus fish, versus fish. Goat versus fish, goat versus fish, goat versus fish, goat versus fish. A goat versus fish. Thank you for joining Goat vs. Fish. The theme music for this episode was an offering by Mchinery on SoundCloud, also known as Josh W. from Westchester, New York, United States. And if you, one who listens, has a song of Goat vs. Fish, do send it to Goat vs. Fish. Send it to GoatVsFish@gmail.com. That's GoatVsFish@gmail.com. Perhaps it will be heard. Perhaps it will be heard on the Goat vs. Fish podcast. Follow Goat vs. Fish on all social media. The Instagram, the Book of Faces, the Twitterver, all at Goat vs. Fish. Join Goat vs. Fish in the Goat vs. Fish discussion group on the Book of Faces to discuss Goat vs. Fish with other goat and fish, and even a fence sitter. And when you are out in the land or in the sea, look about you. Look about you. Find one who is lost. Find one who does not know the way. Stop and ask, simply ask, are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or fish? Are you goat or fish? Thank you for joining Goat vs. Fish. I am Goat vs. Fish, the Goat Fish. And it was written, and it was written.